The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour.
ChatGPT did become the world's most downloaded non-gaming app.
Literally the job of everyone in government to address the media and the public.
What are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts on Zandy Silva as the deputy PLP leader?
A community that can't feed itself is a community that's doomed.
What you may not know, though, is that Bermuda, we have a connection with Epstein, too.
Things that people are doing right, the youth are doing right, that is not being advertised enough.
When you see your access to U.S. dollars disappear, that's when you have a problem.
You've got a town in the UK with a similar sized population. This place absolutely outshines it.
It's Wednesday, the 24th day of June, 2026. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. This is the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 107.5 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. I'm Jamal Hartman. How's everyone feeling today? How is everyone feeling today? It is Sir John Swan Day. I'm going to refer to it as. It is the middle of the traditional work week, and today we celebrate the life of, as many have put it, Bermuda's last true statesman. So, I'm going to do my best to tune in to the service, and I just want to, send a lot of love to his family. For allowing Sir John to be what he was for so many in Bermuda and beyond. And send them a lot of love, his colleagues, those who have remained close to him over the years. So, love, happy celebration of Sir John Swan Day goes out to everyone. All right, well, greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. Everything you need for your car under one roof. Yeah, we've got Harry Andrews from Auto Solutions stopping by to give us some tips on buying, maintaining, and selling your vehicle and why you can do all of this in one place under one roof through Auto Solutions. The daily play is going to be keys to the past. Yeah, no one got the clue yesterday. So, keys to the past. You don't want to miss that. But also, audience, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All righty. We've got James Burgess says, good morning to the Daily Hour team show. I'm watching and listening. Welcome to your guest again. James says he'll be viewing the service today. Says he's doing okay today. We've got Claire Warner says, good morning, Jamal. Good morning to you all, and a great morning to you. Claire Warner, we've got Suzanne Ingham. Good morning, Jamal. It's a super awesome day to be alive. And in the CDH house, Sir John, indeed, he truly loved his country and helped the people. I miss him indeed. And a great morning, great Wednesday to you, Suzanne. All right, folks, what are your thoughts on young people staying at home to ease the burden of the high cost of living? Yes, well, for years, I've advocated for young adults, especially recent college graduates, to live at home for as long as it makes financial sense. Now, before anyone misunderstands me, I'm not suggesting that everyone has that option. I recognize that every family situation is very different. Some people can't live at home. Some people don't have a healthy environment to return. Others may need or want independence for a variety of reasons. But for those who do have the opportunity, I never understood why it's viewed so negatively. According to a recent report highlighted by The Guardian, A number of young adults in the United States are living with their parents as rising housing costs continue to push independent living further out of reach. Now, the reality is that the cost of housing has become a challenge, not just in Bermuda, but throughout the world, well, much of the developed world, right? Now, when I finished undergrad, I was more than happy to live at home. It allowed me to save money, pay for graduate school, and enjoy life a little bit without the constant pressure of trying to survive financially. Now, it wasn't free. I contributed financially to the household because that's what made sense. But because I had the opportunity, I was able to build a stronger foundation for myself. That's why I feel this conversation is necessary and it's important for us to have. In Bermuda, we spend a lot of time talking about the high cost of living. We talk about rent, we talk about mortgages, we talk about groceries, electricity, healthcare, insurance, and all the other expenses people face every month. The truth is that the economy many of us grew up hearing about no longer seems designed for a single income household, especially for someone just starting out. I've said on this show before, for many people, it now takes at least 2 incomes at a reasonable level to live comfortably. That's not necessarily how things used to be, but it is increasingly the reality many people are facing. So if a young person has the opportunity to stay home for a few extra years, contribute to the household, help ease the burden on their parents, save money, invest, eliminate debt, and position themselves for long-term success, why wouldn't we encourage that? To me, that's not a failure. That's smart. That's strategy. In many cultures around the world, multiple generations living together is completely normal. It's not viewed as a sign that someone can't make it on their own. It's viewed as a family working together to build wealth, share expenses, and create opportunities for everyone involved. And maybe part of the challenge is that we've attached a certain stigma to living at home beyond a certain age. Somewhere along the way, independence became defined by moving out as quickly as possible, even if doing so leaves someone financially stressed and struggling. I think it's time to rethink that. Maybe in a world where housing costs continue to rise and affordability remains a challenge, sharing the load isn't a sign of weakness. Maybe it's one of the smartest financial decisions a person can make. Now, again, let me be clear. I recognize that not everyone has the option. But for those who do, maybe we should stop viewing it as something to be embarrassed about and start viewing it as a practical response to the realities of today's economy. So this morning's question, as you can see, what are your thoughts on young people staying at home to ease the burden of the high cost of living? What are your thoughts on that? Do you support it? See, this puts the onus on us. It takes it away from the government. It takes it away from, the Belco utilities company and the groceries. It puts it on us. Let's take a quick break. Think about it, and I'll give you the poll when we come back. Don't go anywhere. It's your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back. You saw the question this morning. What are your thoughts on young people staying at home to ease the burden of the high cost of living? What are your thoughts on that? And here's your poll question. What would you advise young adults to stay at home over renting if they have the chance? If they have the chance, would you advise them to stay home over renting if they have the chance, right? Now, again, this is situational, right? Because not everyone has a home that they can stay in. So I want to be clear with that. But this question is very important for us. It's very direct. It's necessary. Right? Now, keep in mind, young folks, if you're tuned in, there's a responsibility we have if we do choose to live at home. Yes, contribute to the home, but also respect the rules of the house. Right? If the rules of the house is, look, no loud music or no drinking or no coming in crazy hours, whatever that may be, then you've got to respect the rules of the house. Now, if you had to ask me, if I had to choose between the life I want and the life I need, I'm choosing the life I need every day of the week. And the life I need is a more cost-effective one, less stressful one, where I can help my family and my family can help me. So again, question of the morning, we're discussing a recent report, folks, in The Guardian. It's a British publication, shared that recent data showed that a lot of young adults, yes, a lot of young adults under the age of 35 still live at home with their parents. Now, again, there's a change in economic reality. Housing costs continue to rise globally. Rent is consuming a larger percentage of income, right? And young people are not coming out of college or going into the workforce making a whole lot of money. Home ownership is becoming harder to achieve. Many young adults are delaying major life milestones, right? Now, again, I remember, and I'm going to pick on young women, right? Young women used to look at men and say, oh, he still lives with his mother. There's nothing wrong with a man still living with his mother. Now, maybe if he's not contributing to the household, but there's nothing wrong with still living at home with your parents. Like the way we look at that so negatively is so strange to me. And it's foundational for the problems that we have, because we would rather see someone struggle but appear to be independent than making smart financial decisions. So, folks, living at home, failure or financial strategy, that stigma. Why is there still a stigma in 2026 attached to young people who still live at home? Not everyone's going to get a white-collar job and make, an absurd amount of money. There are still going to be blue-collar workers making an honest living who maybe can't afford to live on their own, and that's okay. We have to ask young people, is moving out immediately always the smartest decision? Smartest financial decision? Does independence require living alone? Who's to say that we can't be independent by making better financial decisions living at home with our parents? I'm telling you, folks, if you got a young person out there, they need to rock with us this morning, because I want to see young people making better financial decisions. And I'm not taking away any blame that a government or the economy deserves. But at the end of the day, when I speak of things that we can do to help ourselves, these are some of the things. These are some of the things that I'm talking about. This is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Again, audience, we're speaking about, there was a recent report, data showing in the United States that a third of young people under 35 are still living at home with their parents due to the high cost of living, young people not being able to afford to live and pay rent and bills and the like. What are your thoughts on young people staying at home to ease the burden of the high cost of living? Bermuda, we speak about the high cost of living often, right? We speak about the groceries and the utilities. Those are just two of many others. Healthcare. Yeah. What would you advise? Would you advise young adults to stay at home over renting if they have the chance? What are your thoughts, audience? Let's go to the audience, see what you're saying. We've got James Burgess says, depends on the child if he or she are responsible or respectful or responsible or irrespectful. No, I agree. I agree with this, folks. This is important. This is important because young people, you can't stay at home if you're not going to respect the rules of the house. No matter how old you are, seriously, if you are living with your family, you've got to respect their rules. This is a given. 9/11 Island Girl says people who live with others, youth and adults, have a sense of entitlement that if they are paying toward living quarters, no matter how small or large, that they should be able to live as they want. Now, I'm not going to say people, some people. That generalization is not true. But yeah, that's a valid point. Just because you have people who pay rent and think that they don't have to answer to their landlords. So absolutely, these people exist. That's a sad mindset to have. If you are going to pay family to live with them, you've got to come with respect. You have got to enter the agreement with respect. You've got to. All right, audience. Again, the poll. If you please answer the poll, just put yes. Again, you can type your comments in another comment, but if the answer is yes, press 1. If the answer is 2, press no. If the answers depend, press 3. But you can do both. You can do the poll. Would you advise young adults to stay at home over renting if they have the chance? That's the poll. You can answer the question, what are your thoughts on young people staying at home to ease the burden of the high cost of living? So 2 different things. Help us out. All right. We've got Janet Maynard says, I have no problem with them as long as they are responsible and respectful. See, this seems to be an interesting thing. The responsible and respectful part. That should not be hard. But I get it. It is. Charles H. Jefferson II says, I would advise them to stay at home, but they must respect communicated rules. I stayed at home besides college and grad school until married. My mother gave me back the rent I paid her when I left. I've heard stories like that. I've heard stories like that. And that's how it should be. I think all of my uncles stayed home until they got married. I don't think we cherish family enough. You know, I saw this post yesterday, and it had a ranch, and it had like 6 different houses on it. It had mom's house, dad's house. So I'm guessing mom and dad not together. My house. It had sister's house, brother's house, grandparents' house, kids' house, right? And basically, the point of the post was the way families used to live together. Now, I don't know if my family like me that much, or I want to see them that much. I love my family, don't get me wrong, but we need our own space. We don't need to be on the same property. You got what I'm saying? But in saying that, the point is, families used to help one another to ease the burden. We don't see that anymore. That should be normalized. It should be normalized. 9/11 Island Girl said, having said that, I do support families supporting each other. It's the right thing to do as a family. Yeah, I'd agree. Kathy Sumner says, I would advise them to stay home first to learn responsibility. Yeah. I don't understand why young people are so quick to want to get out. And the negative thing that comes with it, the negativity that comes with people staying at home. Again, if someone is at home, yes, they should and must contribute to the household. I stand by that. I stand by that. They should contribute to the household. They should respect the rules of the house. But that should be easy, right? That should be easy. Anika DeShields says, I think the rules of the house may be why some young people leave the homestead rather than discuss how the rules can be amended, give their position of an adult contributing to the expenses. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. And I think that's when it comes to the big term sacrifice comes, right? Sacrifice. Sacrifice. I think young people need to be educated and need to understand the importance of sacrifice. Audience, again, a record number of young people under 35 in the United States, recent data showed, live with their parents. And it's growing. Bermuda, we have conversations all the time on this show about the rising cost of living. And I want to give a reality check this morning. Not everyone is going to be able to work in the IB sector and make a crap load of money. And all those who work in the sector right now will not always have those opportunities as they diminish or go away. So it's important for us to not act like this doesn't impact us, to act like this is someone else's problem, to act like, doesn't impact me. This is something that should concern all of us. It's something that we should be engaged about. And it's something that has nothing to do with how the government can help us. It's all about what we can do to help ourselves. That makes sense? Manuela says it's a good decision as long as they are not disruptive to the household. You know, I'm going to ask my nana, was I disruptive to the household? You know, because I used to drink a lot, folks. You know, just being frank. You know, I used to, go out a lot. But I don't think I was disruptive to the household. I don't know. I'll have to ask her. You know, Nana could really say what's on her mind these days. So I'm going to have to, if she says something that's not favorable, I'm not going to tell you all, but she might say something that makes me feel, man, Nana, I was that bad. But no, I'm gonna seriously ask Nana. I'm gonna say, Nana, was I a burden, or was I a hindrance, or was I helpful? Was I helpful? Charles H. Jeffs II says, I think the older you get, the more you want to be around family. I thought so too until I got to the US and realized a lot of people don't like their families. Not saying that's all Americans. It's just some people I've come across. So yeah, I thought that too, Charles. But I came from a close-knit family. So I think, we've actually gone from that to further apart as people grew up and have their own families. Mark Arthur says, I believe many reasons. I'll just read as it says on the screen. I believe many reasons why people move out on their own is because of the pressure of social media and this keeping up with the Jones culture. I think that could be it, but I remember before social media was even a thing, when I was living in Rhode Island, and you would hear young people talking about, hey, you still live with your mama? And so I'm like, and what's wrong with that? Like, persons in college got a side job. Like, what's wrong with them living with their mother? I will never understand that. I will never understand. Here's what I say. As I said in my opening this morning, life should be a cycle, right? As children, our parents look out for us and take care of us, right? We then become adults. We help ease the burden on our parents. And as they age, we now take care of them. That should be the cycle, right? That should be the cycle. We've got Charles H. Jeffs II says, I had to pay my rent to my mother and telephone bill. I had the telephone bill because my then girlfriend, now wife, lived overseas. There was no WhatsApp or free long distance calling back then. Oh, I know about that, Charles. We've got Anika DeShield says, yes, you were disruptive, Jamal. No, she says, then yes, you were disruptive, Jamal. I don't think I was that bad. Charles H. Jeffs II says, can we call your Nana live on air? I don't think you all want to hear what Nana has to say live on air. I don't know if Nana will. Nope. Janet Maynard says, I don't recall you being disrespectful. She would have said you have to get out. Sounds like that's what Nana done to you. That's my auntie. She lived downstairs, everyone. So Nana would have kicked me out if I was disrespectful, folks. All right, so the poll results, let's see. So 100% of you say you would advise young adults to stay at home over renting if they have the chance. 100% said yes. Now, there are conditions to that. Yes, young people, if you're tuned in, there are conditions to that. The conditions are very simple. Respect the rules of the house. Every house will have differing rules. But you've got to respect the rules of the house. I just think it's a no-brainer in today's economic climate. Young people, stay home. Give to the home, even if it's just $200 to give to your family. Find something to give to the house and invest. Don't be shopping and buying this and that. Invest. 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 I will always cherish my mother for getting me to invest. All right, folks, we've got to take a quick break, give some thanks to Titan Express Secure. We've got Teo, something you think you should know. Then we've got the days of the year. Then we've got a break. And then we've got Harry Andrews coming up. Folks, I'm going to ask you a question when we come back. I'll ask you a question when we come back. Let's show some love to Titan Express and Secure.
The Daily Discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Titan Express delivers safe, professional, and reliable transportation and tours across the island. From island tours to cultural experiences, they set the standard. And Secure is your go-to for property management, waste management, and residential and commercial services. Visit securebda.com. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is their commitment to you.
All righty, folks. All right, let's go to I'll read these last few comments before we go to Teo. We've got Miss Ellen Kate Horton said, back in the day when we returned from university, we came back home, we moved out upon marriage. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what my uncles, I think they did. We've got Charles's question, why call a hotel live on air, but not Nana. Oh, Nana's a bit older. She's got Alzheimer's, and Nana may be having a good or bad day, and yeah, she may say some things that may not be radio friendly. Not bad, but for me, yeah. Anika de Shield says TV and social media have disrupted the close-knit family culture in Bermuda. And BDA horse trainer 8942 says, stay home until structured. In most global South and indigenous societies, families live together longer and share finances to survive and even help the elderly. We live too Eurocentric. We've got Chico Reyna says sometimes the only way to provide support is to leave the home and get on your feet ASAP. Help me understand that a bit more, Chico. And then Miss Ellen Kate Horton says, we did not leave our older family members at the hospital. We were responsible for them. Indeed. All right, folks. Let's see what Teo has for us. And today is something he thinks you need to know.
Good morning, I'm Teo Dill, and welcome to today's episode of Something You Need to Know on TDH. Today, we're talking money. Not that's going to be made in the future, rather money that already exists that could end up in your hands. Maybe. Now, if you've ever wondered who will own Bermuda's homes, family land, small businesses, savings accounts, etc., 20 years from now, the answer is simple. We are living through the largest transfer of wealth in modern history. Economists call it the Great Wealth Transfer. In the U.S. alone, financial research firm Cerulli Associates estimates that between $84 trillion and $124 trillion, that's trillion with a T, will pass from older generations to younger ones over the next couple decades, depending on the time frame measured. Now, that's more money changing hands than at any point in recorded history. But this is the important part. This isn't a story about billionaires. It's about ordinary families, a house, a piece of family land, a pension, a life insurance policy, a small business. Those are the assets that most folks are going to transfer. And Bermuda is uniquely affected because we are aging rapidly. Government figures show Bermuda's senior population has been growing for decades. People aged 65 and older represented about 11% of the population in 91, 17% by 2016, and are projected to approach 27% by 2035. Government analyses have repeatedly warned that Bermuda's aging population is going to place increasing pressure on the working age population. Now just think about what that means, right? Thousands of Bermudian homes, parcels of land, and family assets are going to eventually pass to children, grandchildren, and other relatives. The question is, are they ready? Because wealth transfer does not automatically create wealth preservation. Research consistently finds that many families lose inherited wealth through poor planning, family conflict, unpaid taxes, unclear wills, or simply a lack of financial literacy. Think about all the decrepit, dilapidated homes you see all over the island. It's that kind of thing that we're talking about. Experts increasingly argue that preparing heirs may be just as important as preparing the assets themselves. And there is another Bermuda-specific wrinkle. For many black Bermudian families, the most valuable asset is not a stock portfolio, it's property. It's the house built by a grandparent. It's the land that stayed in the family through segregation, economic hardship, and generations of sacrifice. Those assets often carry emotional value that far exceeds their dollar value, which means the great wealth transfer is not just about money. It's about whether family homes stay in the family, whether businesses survive, whether decades of hard-earned progress compound or disappear. Because over the next 20 years, one of the biggest economic stories in Bermuda will not be happening on the stock market. It's going to be happening around kitchen tables, in lawyers' offices, in family conversations, maybe in your home, that many people have been putting off for far too long. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Something You Need to Know here on TDH. I'm Teo Dill. Back to the show.
All right. Thanks for that, Tay. I think that ties in right into our conversation this morning. I did not even know what you're going to talk about, but that is something I learned many years ago. Wealth transfer. Oh, boy, that is a conversation. Thank you for that. I also wanted to go to Instagram because we really look at comments on Instagram, even though we stream live on there. But hey, Looky says, hell yes, young adults should stay home. Direct Imports BDA says all nationalities doing it but us, Philippines, Dominicans, Jamaicans. We have Laverne Talker 91 says, stay at home and budget. You won't regret it. Goes on to say short-term inconvenience can lead to long-term freedom. And hey, Looky says, I'm in my 40s, married with 3 children. I have a 70-year-old mom and 95-year-old Nana. I'm trying to figure out how we can all get under one roof. So I think everyone gets it. You all make me proud to do this show, man, honestly. We get what we have to do. We just need to find a way to execute and just do it. Days of the year, folks. Here's your days of the year. So today, it is Swim a Lap Day. So I guess the question I'm going to ask you, Swim a Lap Day, where is your favorite place to go for a swim in Bermuda? Where's your favorite place to go for a swim in Bermuda? I'll go first. Nowhere, because I don't like swimming. I got you just now, because I don't like swimming. You all don't find that funny. I haven't given you a joke in a while, but no, I'm not a swimming guy. Yeah, I mean, there's fish and sharks in there. I don't need to be going into their territory. But let us know. It's Swim a Lap Day. Where's your favorite place to go to swim? We're going to take a quick break, answer the question. We'll get back. When we come back, I wonder, we've got Harry Andrews coming on. I wonder where Harry's favorite place to swim is. We'll find out after this break. Stick with us. Do not go anywhere. Got a really good conversation coming up with you after this break. Stick with us.
Guess what? Bermuda's most popular game is back. That's right, Shoe Buy is back in stores. But wait, there's more. The brand new Shoe Buy Summer Edition is here too. Bring the laughs, the vibes, the friendly chaos to your barbecues and summer get-togethers with Bermuda's favorite game. Don't miss your chance to get yours. Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on social media to learn more.
One lucky bucks in the summer edition has a golden ticket with the chance to win a grand prize courtesy of One Communications.
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by nurses, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high-quality functional products can't be stylish and comfortable at the same time?
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast, so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It. Freshness at your doorstep. Delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Buying your first home in Bermuda can feel like climbing a ladder. Rung 1, mortgage pre-approval. Rung 2, find the house. Rung 3, wait. It can take years to save enough for your down payment. Thankfully, HSBC offers a springboard mortgage where your family or loved ones can help secure your home. Learn how you can step onto the property ladder sooner than you think. Independence doesn't mean doing everything alone. Visit hsbc.bm/springboard. HSBC, opening up a world of opportunity. HSBC is licensed to conduct banking and investment business by the Bermuda Monetary Authority.
Man, you wanna come get some? Playing around. Playing around. I got this. I got it, no doubt.
Ever taken medication and thought, why is this hitting me so hard? Or why isn't this doing anything at all? Here's something you may not know. Your body processes medication the same way it needs to process food, using enzymes. And these enzymes metabolize medication so it can be converted into its useful form or removed from your body. Pharmacogenetics looks at how your DNA influences the way your body metabolizes or breaks down medications. It helps explain why a drug that works well for one person causes side effects in another and barely works at all for someone else. That means the same pill at the same dose can feel very different from one person to the next. It's not about blame, it's not about doing something wrong, it's simply biology. And once you know what works best for you, medication decisions stop being guesswork and start becoming personalized.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Jamel Hartman here, folks. This is the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical House, Linda's People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Just now as we're coming back on air, you saw me go like this here. I was like, what's this? And I forgot to take my tags off my shirt. I'm dressed to go to the game. I'm heading, once the show is done, I'm heading to the airport, hop on a flight to go down to Miami to watch Brazil and Scotland. So forgive me. I'm going on I have neutral colors, right? I know what Dr. King said about neutrality, but I don't have any, folks, my team is Bermuda. I'm not one of those folks who does cheer for somebody. Like, I like sport. That's why I dealt with Manchester United for years, right? Where I was very attached, and it was not good for my mental, right? So I only have two teams, North Village and Baylor's Bay, and then maybe at the Atlanta Braves, but I'm not as attached to them as I was in the 90s when they broke my heart. So my support is maybe coming off suspension for Manchester United, depends on how the summer goes. But the World Cup I can enjoy because I don't have any real dog in the fight. Like, I'm not attached to any nation like that. I'm Bermudian. Like, that's when Bermuda makes it, then you'll see me acting out and maybe wearing some face paint and, having my belly out like that good brother from Congo did or something. I'll be, like those folks. But outside of that, I'm going as a neutral and looking forward to cheering on some good football tonight. All right. And the Scottish, they look like they know how to party. They look like they look like they got ducks marching with them, right? All right, folks, I did ask you, it's swim a lap day. Where do you like swimming? We've got Daniel's Head, Miss Ellen Kate Horton said. 911 Island Girl says, agrees with me, nowhere. Okay, not a swimmer. We've got Blackbeards, at least I think that's what it's called. I think it's called, I know what you're talking about, by Fort St. Catherine. What's it called? I forget. All right, folks. Charles says St. George's. St. George's gets 2 days of the year. And that may be suspended if they don't get it right this year. All right, folks, let's give a warm TDH welcome to our very special guest today. We've got Harry Andrews coming on. Let's see where Harry likes to swim. Let's give him a warm TDH welcome. Oops, that's not the music we want for Harry. Nope, that's not what we want. This is what we want for Harry. The car one made sense, though. He's talking about cars, right? Harry, good morning.
Good morning, Jamel. How are you?
I'm good, man. They were honking for you, man. They were honking for you. Harry, I got to ask you, before we jump into anything, man, first off, you're a Knicks fan, right?
I am a big Knicks fan. Yes, I am. So
man,
we just won the championship 57 years later, so we would do.
I'm going to say that's the first championship in your life because you don't look older than 53.
We got to go up a little bit more.
No. Just ride with me, Harry. Ride with me. Oh, wow. Hey, man, congratulations, because it must be tough being a Knicks fan, man. I would have gave up long ago. I can't take it. It's
been a struggle. It's been a struggle. It's been a long, long haul, but, perseverance pays off sometimes, right?
For sure, for sure. And I got to ask you as well, because, it's swim a lap day. Is there somewhere in Bermuda you love to go for a swim?
Yeah, I was watching your program, actually, some interesting topics. So I really enjoyed it. Thank you for the invitation as well. And hello to your listening audience. So as we briefly discussed, I'm a pond dog from Frisbee Hill.
Yes, sir.
So a couple places that I used to enjoy swim would have been Pink Wall,
Okay.
Duck and Stool.
Yep.
And then John Smith's Bay is our go-to for the family.
Okay.
Since I was a kid. So yeah, John Smith's Bay would be the choice for swimming.
North Shore boy right here, I tell you folks. Some don't know about that, Harry. Some don't know about that.
Yeah.
But no, thank you for making time for us. Thanks for coming. Hopefully it's the first of many, because there are a lot of things people don't know that are being done in Bermuda that were not traditionally done, that we're going to discuss this morning. But let's jump into it, because Auto Solutions has positioned itself as a one-stop shop for vehicle ownership. Speak to people and explain in practical terms what that actually means for potential customers in Bermuda.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity again, Jamal. So one-stop shop for us would be just trying to be inclusive as much as possible. So obviously we all, as most people would know, Auto Solutions sells cars, but we also try to sell the experience. So it's not just the product itself, it's the experience that goes along with it. So, in Bermuda, the competition is strong. We do have competition in Bermuda, but we try to pride ourselves in being number one. So you come in, we have a pretty wide range of vehicles to choose from. We also have an inclusive service department, drop off. We have a shuttle service. We have a full parts department. The one thing we don't have, in fairness, would be a body shop, which some people may ask about. And we just don't have the room for it on our property, unfortunately. So we do have a couple preferred vendors that we do send customers to. We try to facilitate that as well. If need be, we can take the car off your hands and drop it off for you. Again, what we've done at Auto Solutions, I think we're trying to really push convenience. We all live very busy and stressful lives at times, and this is one of the things that we try to kind of take off your plate, if you know what I mean.
Indeed. Harry, I want to transition, because there's been a lot of talk over the last decade or so about EV cars, electric vehicles, and hybrid vehicles. There's a growing interest in them. Tell us about some of the electric and hybrid vehicles, and explain the difference between hybrid and electrical vehicles. And I want to say, audience, I want to know from the audience, does anyone have an electrical or hybrid vehicle? And if are you considering one? Because we speak about the rise in cost of living, and we speak about gas. Electric and hybrid vehicles are, more cost effective over time. But can you share with us what you offer and what the difference is?
Absolutely. So the hybrid technology and electric, in fairness, have been around for a while. In Bermuda, it is relatively new. From the electric world, we have, you just advertised actually for us the Hyundai Inster, which is our exciting new D-Class model, which is a nice small electric vehicle hatchback, which has become very popular for us. You'll start to see them on the road. We've had them here for just over a month now, and they're doing quite well. We've got the Hyundai Creta as well, which is an SUV. We've got the Hyundai Kona. So we do have a wide range of electrics, which is purely electric driven. So one of the pluses would be if you did invest in a solar panel, which would where you'd really see the cost savings. You don't have to, but that's helpful. We also team up with like the companies like B Solar to install a 220-volt charger to your electric vehicle as well, which boosts the charge, which is about an 8-hour charge. From a range perspective, you're around 300 miles. So in short, you're not charging your car every night. There's a topic called range anxiety in the electric world. We don't actually have that here because on average, we're doing about 25 to 30 miles a day here. So if you can imagine times that by 10, you're into 300. So you may be charging your car once a week. So the whole range anxiety topic is mute for us here in Bermuda, luckily. Hybrid vehicles. So there's two terms in hybrid. There's strong hybrid and mild hybrid. What I call the strong hybrid would be purely combustion engine and electric motor. The combustion engine charges the electric motor. You don't plug it in. You don't do anything. You do see a fuel savings of about 35 to 40%. I've gotten that from reliable sources, friends of mine that do have hybrid vehicles in Bermuda. We also have the mild hybrid, which is basically our Suzuki lineup. So mild hybrid is like the stop-go feature on a bike. So it's not as fuel cost effective, but it does help. And that's one of the things we do provide in like the Swift, the Franks. And then we're also going to get, forgot to mention the e-Vitara, which is the electric Vitara, which will be coming in October of this year. And the Vitara has been a very popular model here in Bermuda.
Indeed. I'll get to some questions and comments in a second. I did ask the audience if they had EV vehicles or hybrid, and we've got Charles H. Jefferson II says, I have a fully electric vehicle with gas prices. I love it. We've got Suzanne Ingham said, my son has a hybrid car. He loves it. Okay.
Yeah, gas prices at the moment are just over $9 a gallon, Jamal. So, yeah, I mean, Europe probably in the States I think it's around 4 something at the moment, maybe 3 something. So you can double that for us.
Indeed. Audience, let us keep it coming. Let us know. Harry, speak a bit more. You kind of did to the benefits of discovering,
alternative fuels.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So, I mean, one would be the cost savings, as your audience is correctly saying. I think just the new technology, I think just efficiencies of driving is a plus. The drive quality is also quite nice. Not everyone's ready to make the jump. I mean, I'll give you an example. Hyundai. I was in a conference a couple months ago, and their statistics surprised me, to be honest. And it's something that is trending in the automotive world. 85% of their production in 2026, which is 10 years from now, will still be regular combustion gas engines, which really surprised me. I actually questioned it because I thought it was a typo error. So there is a trend going towards hybrid and electric, but not as much as I think we've been led to believe through media. Combustion will still be around in the future.
Wow, it's not going.
Yeah, it was a surprising statistic, and I will tell you as well. Honda at the moment and Toyota, in fairness, have come out just recently with a press release to say that they are ceasing electric vehicle production at the moment.
Really?
They will continue with hybrid, but electric is where they are going to kind of take a break from and see how the market unfolds.
Interesting. I promise you, I'll get to the questions in a bit. I just got a few more for Harry, but it is all about you, audience, so I'll get to you. One of the things Glenn mentioned when he was on previously, he spoke about your certified pre-owned program, and it seems to be growing, right?
Yes.
Just explain, because again, certified pre-owned is new to Bermuda. I mean, living in the US, that's pretty much one of the number one ways to purchase a vehicle. Like most people don't purchase new vehicles. What makes a certified pre-owned vehicle different from a typical used car, and why are more customers choosing that option?
Right. Good questions, Joel. So certified pre-owned is, as you've just rightly said, is a norm in the rest of the world. In Bermuda, it is a new topic. So what we try to perform on certified pre-owned is convenience again and confidence. I think what happens when you buy a secondhand vehicle, sometimes you don't actually know what you're buying. Unfortunately, the seller may be not completely truthful with you, and we've had some horror stories. So that's what prompted Glenn and I to start looking into this back in 2023, actually. So we're already 3 years into it, just about. And what we do is when we say certified, so we do cap it at 10 years. So we don't actually look at 10-year-old cars because we want to, again, sell with confidence. We take it in, we do about a 21-point inspection. We really hammer at the car and have a look at it. And then what we do is we offer 1 year warranty, 12,000 kilometer warranty with the car when we resell it. Now, if the car is still under warranty, we obviously honor that warranty if it's one of our products. But if it's out of warranty, we actually give another 1 year with it, which really shows the confidence that we have in when we're selling a product. We have Damian Domfeld, who is running managing our certified pre-owned business at the moment, and he's done quite well with it. We've done about 200 transactions in the last 2.5 years, which is sizable. What happens is a lot of people can't be, just don't have the time. Again, we talk about the busyness and the stress of life. So people don't have the time to negotiate and go transfer test it, get it fixed, try to get it passed, try to negotiate. So we take that all off your plate. Now, when you come to us at Auto Solutions, you actually don't have to buy a new car from us. We prefer that, obviously, but you don't have to. We can trade it in and transfer the money straight to your account. If you do buy a car from us, we treat that as a deposit towards your new purchase. So again, it's that seamless type of business that we're really trying to run in the certified pre-owned world. And it is relatively new. It's caught on. I mean, a lot more people are very familiar with it now. And we get people constantly walking through the door. What do you have in stock? What can I look at? And then we refer them to Damien.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. One of the things I mentioned earlier, as it relates to Auto Solutions, is it's everything you need for your car under one roof. And Auto Solutions offers so much more than just vehicle sales. Services like full service department, premium tire services, automated car wash, and that new partnership with Rugged Rentals, which after Glenn's appearance became, people saw it in the news. Speak about the convenience you mentioned earlier and why it's so important for Bermuda.
The Rugged Rental one was an interesting one that Glenn and I had spoke about, because obviously, most people would be familiar. We have 5 loaner cars that are available to each dealership. Unfortunately, those loaner cars are more geared towards service. So if we don't have parts, if we're short on parts and the customer is without transportation, we do try to loan that car out. But there's also the people that during the day are still running around. For example, you may have real estate agents that are trying to show houses to customers. So what we brainstormed a bit, and Rugged Rentals came to mind as far as, again, convenience things. So you drop your car off in the morning. We have someone housed in the showroom. You pick up a Rugged Rental for the day, which is $100 over a 24-hour period, which was a special rate for Auto Solutions customers specific. Their rates are a little bit higher than that, but for Auto Solutions customers, it's $100 for 24 hours. You would take it for the day. When we give you a ring around 4 o'clock, 4:30 to pick up your car, you can drop it off, and then without transportation for the day. So again, it was one of those things that is taken off a lot more, as you could see. Rugged Rentals is now at the airport as well, so we're really happy for their expansion. They're doing quite well, and we're happy with the partnership. It's a lot of people are like, oh, you guys bought Rugged Rentals. We're like, no, we didn't buy it. It's just a partnership. We're just working together, again, just for the convenience of the customer.
Indeed. Let's go to the audience, Harry. Folks, I'll get through as many questions and comments as possible, so stick with us. We've got Dorian's asking, at an e-vehicle's end of life, how are batteries disposed of?
It's a very good question. So we've been working very closely with the government of Bermuda to address this exact topic. They have some consultations constantly, monthly almost, that we've been talking. So we've been looking at the East Coast to repurpose them. We also have linked up again with some local energy companies here to again repurpose. So the end of life is something that we don't, because it's early stages, we actually don't have enough information, for lack of a better term, on that. My estimate is at least 10 years to 10 to 12 years, I'd say. But it's not, end of life isn't really what happens with these batteries. It's degradation of the charge. So instead of you getting up to 100%, it kind of gets down to about 80%, 75%, which still gives you about 200 miles range. So the car is still operable. It's just you don't get as much range, if you know what I mean. So it's a topic that's it's a very good question. It's a topic that is on the top of our radar, and we're looking for our enjoying consultation with the government to get a final kind of resolution that works for all parties in the very near future.
Harry, you're not going anytime soon. They got a lot of questions for you, so I'm ready.
Great.
We've got Polly Rich asking, what are the disadvantages related to EVs/hybrids?
Yeah, another very good question. I'm not sure. Yeah, disadvantages. That's an interesting one. I think for me, I'm not one to want to plug in a car personally. That's just my opinion. So I just want rock up to the gas station, put some fuel in, and take off. So hybrids I think that's kind of where the general trend is going. But the point about the range anxiety, again, I don't think that's a topic, but that can be something that people do concern themselves about. If they don't have a 220 fast charge at home, there is initial investment of maybe call it around $2,000. So there's some startup costs, if you want to call them, to EVs specifically that you may need to incur. Some cells will go bad over time, and those costs can be somewhere around $4,000 to $6,000. You could argue and say, you can buy a battery in a combustion engine for about $150. So there's those types of comparisons. But I do see the savings in fuel over the EVs over time does compound quite a bit. And like I said, from a fuel perspective, in a hybrid, we're seeing about 40% savings in fuel month on month.
Indeed. We've got James Burgess asking, do you have cars for people with disabilities they can drive themselves?
Yeah, another very good question. Unfortunately, our answer is no. We don't have those vehicles. We've tried with a few of our brands to, like with a rear ramp and things like that. So the Japanese domestic market is where those types of vehicles are normally accessed by individuals. Unfortunately, we can't import those because we actually breach our dealer contracts with the manufacturers. So yeah, the ramps, those are typically like a Honda, Nissan would have something like that. I mean, they have the bigger cars like the Honda Odyssey, which you'd be familiar with, Jamal. In the US, they do have those kind of disability wheelchair accessible types of vehicles. But unfortunately, Auto Solutions does not have those available to at the moment, at least.
Gotcha. Judith Welch has a question. She's asked, it says, good morning. Can Harry offer advice on when is the right time to let a car go after 10 years? If the repairs required go over a certain figure?
Yeah, another very intuitive question. So average lifespan in Bermuda is somewhere around 8 to 12 years. So 10 years, as she said, is pretty much right on the mark. Obviously, depreciation kicks in. If you depreciate your car 10% over each year, then you would also get a value. You can obviously get a value from your insurer as well. Yeah, as far as the repairs, that's one of those ones where is it cost effective to put any more money into your vehicle? And are you going to get that value back when you try to sell it? I think that's one of those ones that, our cars typically in Bermuda hold value quite well if you take care of them, obviously. We don't have the Kelly Blue Books, again, Jamal, which you'd be more familiar with in the US. We don't have that here, but aesthetics are a big one. Your service history is another one. So if you're able to maintain your service history, when we talk about service history in Bermuda, it's twice a year. Every 6 months is what you really need to try to do to maintain your vehicle for servicing. And that when we talk about that, it's oil change, oil filter, just getting all the fluids freshened up. Because of we actually in Bermuda, believe it or not, we have harsh driving conditions, which mean we're a lot of stop and go in Bermuda. We don't have the highways where you can blow out your car and clean, kind of, if you want to clean it. So it's very important to try to get your vehicle serviced at least twice a year. 3 times a year for older vehicles would be ideal, but at least twice a year would be the minimum that I would suggest. The cost consideration as far as expenditure, I think a lot of that is kind of trusting your gut when you realize, another thing's going wrong. Is it really worth $2,000? It's a 12-year-old car. The answer may be, depending on the condition of your vehicle, depending on the corrosion issues that you're having, the rust issues. Truth be told, Jamal and I joke about this. I've got a 24-year-old Suzuki Vitara, which I'm at that point now. 24 years is on the other end of the spectrum, but kind of 12, 15 years for Bermuda is not unknown.
Yeah.
So yeah, we generally Bermudians and locals, we've held onto our cars a lot longer than in the US, where 3-4 years you're changing your car.
Literally, we had this question on the show some time ago, Harry, asking people how many cars they've had in their lives, and people who've been in the US, it's like 6 or 7 within like 25 years, right? Whereas Bermudians were like, 2, 1. Like the way that people turn cars over in the US.
In Bermuda, we've been quite proud. We're quite proud as far as what we drive. I mean, I can remember my father back in the day, he'd be putting tire shine on his car and buffing it before he took it to TCD, vacuuming it. The car would be immaculate. And we've always been proud. And aesthetically, I think for Bermuda, we want the cars to look good on the road. We don't have the hoopties, as we call them back in the day. So there's an aesthetic part of Bermuda that we like being beautiful. We pride ourselves on that. So I think that ties into our culture.
Yeah, I've seen some cars in my days in the US where I'm like, TCD would laugh you off the top if
you wouldn't even get into the line. They'd be kicking you out of the line.
Like, why are you here? Charles H. Jefferson is asking, can you trade in your old car and purchase a CPO?
Absolutely, Charles. Absolutely, you can. I should have. Thank you for raising that. I should have mentioned that. But yeah, you could be trading in a car and buying another CPO that we have in stock. I know at the moment we've got about 8 to 10 CPO cars, we call them, in stock. So we do have a pretty good range. But yes, the answer is you certainly can trade in your car and buy another CPO car. Absolutely.
Right. And for those tuned in, I know Charles likes using those abbreviations, CPO, certified pre-owned, as we mentioned earlier, if you're just tuning in. One more question from him. It says, can Harry talk about the cost of service for a fully electric or hybrid vehicle?
Sure. So the hybrid vehicles are basically going to be around the same as the combustion vehicles. You're talking twice a year. As the car gets a little bit older, the service the service cost will increase slightly. Initially around the 400 mark. For electric vehicles, it's only once a year, every 12 months, because of obviously less moving parts, so to speak. And that cost is probably around $500-600. But that will pretty much remain constant. Obviously, there's checks on the battery that we do. There's temperature checks. There's a lot of intricate things that computerized, as many of us know nowadays. The computer does a lot of this checking, does a lot of the fault codes, that we call them in the industry. And repairs are getting done through our laptops, through our toughbooks. We have Panasonic. We have about 6 or 7 Panasonic toughbooks that we use for repairs and troubleshooting. So yeah, those are the ballpark numbers. But for electric vehicles, thank you for asking that. It's once a year, and for hybrid would be still the twice a year, similar to a combustion.
Every topic we've talked about this morning, we can spend an entire episode discussing just that. That's how crazy these conversations are, and hopefully we can do that soon. But gotta let you go, Harry. Again, audience, you can reach out directly, reach out to Auto Solutions and speak directly if I didn't get to your questions or comments this morning. But for those tuned in, you may be thinking about buying, selling, or trading in a vehicle this year. What opportunities or promotions should they be aware of right now at Auto Solutions?
Yep, thanks for asking that, Jamal. At the moment, in the CPO, the certified pre-owned business, we're actually doing quite an aggressive promotion to try to purchase smaller vehicles, because we're struggling with the smaller vehicles. Like when I say smaller vehicles, like a Suzuki Ignis or a Kia Picanto. So we're actually offering, it's a 1 year free of service, 1 year car wash, which ends up being a value of about $5,600. Again, you don't have to buy a car from us, but we'd like you to. But the trade-in would be pretty impressive as far as what you would do. We're not running any specific promotions on vehicles at the moment. Obviously, we try to help customers out as much as we can. We can throw in like a service every once in a while if someone's really looking for something. We think we've got our pricing pretty competitive. And I think hopefully fair for the consumer. So we don't, at the moment, we're not offering anything specific. Inventory is pretty fluid, so we like that we don't have aged inventory as well. So I think that speaks to the quality of what we're trying to sell here as well. And obviously most of our cars have a 5-year, 100,000 kilometer warranty. Again, that gives the consumer some confidence, and we're not going anywhere. We're here to stay, and without the customer, we don't have a business. So we recognize that, and the customer comes first at Auto Solutions, obviously.
Indeed. Harry, before you head out, thank you for this morning, but before you head out, during the month of July, do you typically add red to your wardrobe, or do you just prefer blue?
I prefer blue.
My boy. Here we go. We got one, folks. We got someone who thinks, someone with a you being for the right side of the island. at least 2 days of the year, Harry, man. Thank you for today's conversation. I echo James Burgess and the others. Nice conversation. Always great getting the professionals to come on and share information that the public needs to know. Don't be a stranger. Look forward to the next one. Like I said, everything we discussed this morning, we literally could have a conversation just about that.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
thank you. Real quickly, if someone has questions that they want to reach out to you, what's the best way to connect at Auto Solutions?
Yeah, I mean, we have our website, which is autosolutions.bm, and then our direct line is 295-5000. 295-5000. Or you can do info@autosolutions.bm, or you can do sales@autosolutions.bm. And one of those addresses will get to a bunch of us on the recipient list, and then we can pass it forward to whoever is necessary to get the right information.
Easy enough.
Back to you as swiftly as possible.
Easy enough. Harry, thanks so much, my friend. Have a good one.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for the invitation, and have a great day.
You as well. All right, folks. That's Harry Andrews, Auto Solutions. If you appreciated that discussion, you know what to do. Give us a like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, your family, your colleagues. That's right, Charles, a smart man. He's a porn dog. That's right. Blue and blue is true. Miss Horton's hating, another one with his shit. Oh, you can't have them all. We've got to have the good people on our side too, Miss Horton. Folks, we're going to take our final break. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back, keys to the past, and I'll wrap it up before I let you go for the rest of your Wednesday.
Children love to play and have fun. And they love gifts even more, especially ones that they can enjoy and learn from. With Bermuda Trivia coloring books, kids can explore the island while they color, learn, and create. The perfect activity for fun and learning together. Available now.
Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on your favorite social media platforms to learn more.
For over 70 years, Bermuda Pest Control has been protecting homes and businesses island-wide. We offer a full suite of services, including rodent control, termite fumigation, and general insect control and maintenance. Our team of experts will quickly and efficiently eliminate any pest problem you may have. With Bermuda Pest Control, you can enjoy a pest-free home in no time. We're committed to providing fast, reliable, and solution-driven services for our customers. It's what we've been doing since 1952. Call Bermuda Pest Control today and say goodbye to pests for good.
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BDC's Loan Guarantee Program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BDC, Bermuda Business starts here.
Bermuda, there's nothing like a home-cooked meal, especially when you can feed the whole family without stretching your wallet. With the affordable Bermuda basket, you'll find savings on everyday staples like rice, chicken, corn, and more. Everything you need to make a good meal for less. Shop the Bermuda basket at Lindo's, Marketplace, the Garden Market, and the English Market. Visit costofliving.gov.bm to see the full list of goods and start planning your meals. This is a message from the Ministry of Home Affairs.
Life moves fast, and so can the unexpected. When you insure your home, you need to know that your insurance company has your back. At Friesenbrook, let one of our friendly and professional agents give you that peace of mind. Because when you are covered, you are confident. Call us at 296-3600 or visit friesenbrook.bm to learn more.
Guess what? Bermuda's most popular game is back. That's right, Shoe Buy is back in stores. But wait, there's more. The brand new Shoe Buy Summer Edition is here too. Bring the laughs, the vibes, the friendly chaos to your barbecues and summer get-togethers with Bermuda's favorite game. Don't miss your chance to get yours. Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on social media to learn more.
One Lucky Bucks in the Summer Edition has a golden ticket with the chance to win a grand prize courtesy of One Communications.
All righty, folks. Thanks again to Harry Andrews, everyone at Auto Solutions for trusting this platform and coming on and engaging with every last one of you. Big shout out to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC, Bermuda Medicals, Lindos, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations on a regular basis. Folks, it is time for the Daily Play brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Make sure you check them out. We have new vendors. Bermuda Trivia can be found in Brown & Co., Phoenix Stores, People's Pharmacy, Bermuda Bookstore, Caesars, Robertson's. Robertson's is the latest, so you don't have to leave St. George or Sands to get Bermuda Trivia products now. They are both in Caesars and Robertson's as well, so go check them out. Like Christmas, Shoe Buy is selling. Once it's gone, folks. So don't forget, the Shoe Buy Summer Edition has a very special ticket in one of the games. Be like that person who won in Christmas and have your chance to win a special device from One Communications. Go check it out. Alrighty, folks. Time for the Daily Play, like I said. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. It's Keys to the Past. This is your final Keys to the Past. You all have been awesome. You've gotten the clues very fast outside of last week when someone moved it. Here is the final clue. The final clue, folks. Here we go. In stolen hours beneath the night, they built a place for faith and light. Denied by day, they worked in grace to claim their own sacred space. Find the hill where prayers were laid by hands that toiled, though unafraid. That is your clue today, folks. Oh, they found the key? They didn't tell me. My goodness. Okay. They didn't tell me the key was found. How'd they do that? All right. Well, the key was found, folks. You want to know where it was found? I know where it was found. He was found at Cubs Hill Methodist Church. All right. Cubs Hill Methodist Church. So at a time when Black Bermudians were often denied the right to worship freely, they created their own space for faith and community. This church was built at night during the limited free time of enslaved individuals under the leadership of Reverend Edward Fraser. It stands today as a powerful symbol of faith, resilience, and determination to create space where none was given. Folks, you have just experienced Keys to the Past, discovered Bermuda one clue at a time. From resistance to resilience, from struggle to success, these stories shape who we are today. I want to thank you all for participating, and thank Curb. You all have done awesome. You paid attention. You're the reason we do this show. You know, it's easy to just have fun, but it's something special about having fun and learning at the same time. And the way you all got those clues, props to you. Big props to you. Alrighty. We've got Renee Shalin says, what, Harry? I worked with his mom, and I think I remember her as a red and blue lady. His three sisters, possibly a split. I mean, you know, mom may have been a Somerset fan, but, you know, Harry came to the right side. You know, that's a great mom who allowed her son to make his own decision. Yeah, I appreciate Harry's mom. All right, folks, let's wrap it up. Yes, Karen Edward Simmons lets you know Moonlight Lane, Cubs Hill Methodist Church. She was on the money, Let's wrap it up, though, folks. My final thoughts on this morning's discussion. The question was, what are your thoughts on young people staying at home to ease the burden of the high cost of living? This conversation is so important because it's so easy to keep talking about the high cost of living, rent, groceries, insurance, utilities, transportation. Here's the solution. Regardless of who is government of the day or what job we have, the solutions to many of the problems we face are within. And the solution to our reality, that is a more expensive society to live in, may be to get back to the traditional family. That may be the solution to confronting the rising costs to live and live comfortably in the Bermuda we love today. It's just going to require a bit of sacrifice, some humility, and respect. But it really comes down to wants and needs. The choice is ours. As far as the conversation with Harry, I'm grateful. I am very grateful. Glenn came on back in March or April, and Harry's come on this month. I appreciate this because, as I said, when we started this show over 6 years ago, the whole purpose was I am not an expert at anything, but I'd love to get the experts on to engage directly with all of you, to have conversations that can help us make better decisions for ourselves. Grateful for that. Thank you to everyone at Oil Solutions who continues to trust us. And folks, if you have more questions or comments, you can feel free to reach out to them, 295-5000. Go to the website, autosolutions.bm. They'll be happy to help you. But I learned a lot. Hybrid versus EV. And I'll tell you, that car wash isn't a bad idea. Some of you only wash your cars when you go get your car done at TCD. I've seen you. I'm joking. I'm not. But let me let you go, leave you some daily inspiration coming straight from my book, The Journey Within, the first book in a series of 3. And this is an important quote. And this is something that I had to understand during my early days as an entrepreneur. And the quote goes like this. No one is obligated to support you in your dreams. So remain humble and thankful to those who do, end quote. Yeah, I keep that one close to me, folks. I really, really do. All right. Alrighty, folks, do not forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical House Lenders, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you on Friday. Yeah, no live show tomorrow. So I'll see you on Friday. All right. I'm Jamal Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. I'm off to see Brazil and Scotland. VR is out. Peace.